In this video, we're going to look on conditional probability and Bayes theorem. We have a question about a missing plane. That is the example we're going to use to demonstrate Bayes theorem and conditional probability. The question reads, a plane is missing and it is presumed that it was equal likely to have gone down in any of the three possible regions. Let 1 minus alpha I denote the probability that the plane will be found upon a search of the ith region when the plane is in fact in that region, where I is equal to 1, 2 or 3. What is the conditional probability that the plane is in the ith region given that a search of region 1 is unsuccessful, where I is equal to 1, 2 or 3? I'm just going to draw a diagram to make this look safe. So we have three regions. I'm going to call this region A, which is region 1, region B, which is region 2, region C, which is region 3. So the plane can be in any of these regions. But we know that the probability of finding the plane in any of those three regions is equal to 1, because we can find the plane anyway, right? What about the probability of finding the plane in region 1? If we look at the first statement, a plane is missing and it is presumed that it was equally likely. So that means the probability of finding the plane in region A is also equal to the probability of finding the plane in region B, and is also equal to the probability of finding the plane in region C. So that means we're going to divide 1 by 3, and the probability of finding the plane in region A is going to be 1/3, same for region B and for region C. So now we need the conditional probability of finding the plane in the ith region given that the search in region 1 was unsuccessful. So the search in region 1 is our condition. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Ri denote the event that the plane is in region I. So that means if the plane is region 2, it will be represented by R2. If the plane is in region 3, it will be represented by R3. Okay, then I'm going to let F be the condition or be the event that the plane was searched in region 1 and it was unsuccessful. So our conditional probability will be that the plane will be found in region I given that it was searched in region 1 and it was unsuccessful. That's going to be our condition. If you look here, you can see that this is the conditional probability of finding the plane in any of the region which is not region 1, given that the search in region 1 was unsuccessful. So what you have to do is just write the reverse conditional probability right here. This is the conditional probability of not finding the plane in region 1, given that the plane is in any of the region. And remember, I is 2 and 3, because we said in region 1 there's no plane. Multiply by the probability of finding the plane in any of the region. This is region 2 or region 3. And we're going to divide that by the probability of not finding the plane in region 1. So if you look at our question, we're told that let 1 minus alpha I denote the probability that the plane will be found upon a search in the ith region when the plane is in fact in that region. So what is the probability of not finding the plane in that region when the plane is in that region? So that is going to be 1 minus the probability of finding the plane in that region when it is in that region. So that is going to be 1 minus alpha I. And remember, I is 1. Both said our plane is in region 1. I want to find the probability of not finding the plane in region 1. So that means we're going to replace I with 1. Okay, so if we simplify right here, you can say, we're going to say 1 minus 1. Minus and minus for alpha A, it's going to be 1. So that's going to be alpha 1. But what about the probability of finding the plane in region 1 or 2? So right here, the probability is not going to be equal to 1, because I can represent region 1, region 2, or region 3. So that is going to be either 1/3 for region 3, 1/3 for region 2, 1/3 for region 1. So the probability of finding the plane anywhere is going to be in any of the region is going to be 1/3, right? So now let's go to the probability of not finding the plane. So right here, you have to be very careful, because the plane can be either in region 1, in region 2, or in region 3. If we search, sometimes we may not find the plane in region 1 when it is in region 1, or we cannot find the plane in region 1 when it is in region 2, or we cannot find the plane in region 1 when it is in region 3, right? So now what we are going to do, I'm just going to take the summations of all those probabilities. That's what we're going to do. So what is going to be our conditional probability? So the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 is the probability of not finding the plane in region 1, given that it is in region 1, plus the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 when it is in region 2, plus the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 when it is in region 3. So let's add those probabilities using a summation, right? We need the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 when the plane is in the region Ri. But we are told that the search in region 1 is unsuccessful. So we know that I ranges from 2 to 3. So if a plane is in region 2, the probability of not finding it in region 1, it's certain. You can't find the plane in region 1 when it is in region 2, because there's only one plane. So the probability of not finding the plane in the Ri region is going to be 1, right? Because yes, it's certain you're not going to find the plane. And if we know that something's not going to happen, if we are certain, the probability will be 1, right? So what about the probability of finding the plane in region Ri? So I said I represents in region 2 or region 3. So the probability will be equal to 1/3, right? Depending on what is the value of I. If it is 2, it's going to be 1/3. If it is 3, it's going to be 1/3. And right here is our formula. So the first condition is going to be not finding the plane in region 1 when the plane is in region 1. So it said the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 when the plane is in region 1 is going to be given by 1 minus alpha 1, and that is going to be alpha, times the probability of finding the plane in region 1, which is going to be Ri, that is going to be 1/3, right? Now let's go to the probability of not finding the plane in region 1 when the plane is in region 2. If the plane is region 2, the probability of not finding it in region 1, that is going to be 1. If something is in region 2, we're not going to find it in region 1. So it's certain it's going to be 1. Times the probability of finding the plane in region 2, that is going to be 1/3, right? Now let's go to the third region. The probability of not finding the plane in the first region when the plane is in third region, it's certain we're not going to find it, so it's going to be 1. And the probability of finding the plane in the third region, that is going to be 1/3. So now we have to do is just substitute what we have in our formula, and after that we have to simplify. So this is what we have. And from here you can see that we can factor out 1/3 or divide each and every term by 1/3. You can divide the numerator and all the denominators by 1/3. So that means the answer that we're going to get is going to be 1/2 plus alpha 1. That's going to be the answer. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, the comment section is yours.